Hey AfterBuzzers, welcome to episode 2 of Hunters on the after show for an awesome sci-fi show. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
All right, we're gonna jam a second here. All right, hey guys. Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, I like this one.
It's a good song.
Welcome to the after show for Hunters. We're talking about episode 2 titled Messages, which we get into what messages are in this episode, which is kind of exciting.
There's a lot of messages.
Yes. And I'm joined by my awesome co-host. Why don't you tell people who you are and where they can find you?
Perfect. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Hunters. We're excited to be here. I'm your co-host, Katerina Cozias. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Katerina Cozias, so pretty easy. Hit us up.
And it's your boy, DJ Richie Skye, here with my ladies, discussing all things Hunters.
Whoop, whoop. And my name's Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari, Karidlane. So let's get right into this. Well, last episode, we did have a bit of discussion about parallels to real life, deep stuff, important stuff, and this one opens up with a more direct connection to modern terrorism, which was interesting.
I needed that though.
Yeah?
I kind of, because, you know, they talked about terrorism before, but I feel like this episode, now I see it in action. And I kind of needed to see that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the one thing I noticed about this one right off the bat at the beginning of this episode was they referenced Muslims traveling to the Middle East, to Syria and Iraq. And I'm just wondering, like, again, how much American propaganda is going into this? Like, they're putting the subconscious relation of terrorism with Iraq and Syria in our brains before we even start the episode.
I thought it kind of grounded it though, because then I was like, okay, they're placing this show today, present day,
in the context of where
what's
we are.
really going on. It's
But
not
again,
even
though,
future.
I understand that, but terrorism, I mean, again, in that context, it's perspective. Because if you're Iraqi or Syrian, you don't feel you're a terrorist.
True. And actually, there's quite a few cool films out there that really play with what.
And I'm sure the aliens
terrorism.
in this film, in this episode, don't feel they're the bad guys.
So far, they seem to be the bad guys. But they don't feel they're the bad guys. No bad guy feels they're the bad guy.
They seem to look and seem like bad guys,
Yes, they are kind of the baddies. And then speaking of the big baddie, he changed up his hair very quickly. He's all white now.
I wasn't feeling the white hair. I wasn't feeling Santa Claus. I don't know.
You're not into the silver fox?
I kind of dug it too.
I dug it.
I did.
And I was going to say,
that?
well, it was a cool haircut though. It was very youthful though with the white, because he had the like shaved side, the thing where guys are doing, but I just was like, wow, your hair changed really fast. I feel that was like a day ago, and then he took his dreads off.
Stressed like with the last day. He was working hard last week.
But he had his dark dread. Well, whatever.
He aged really quickly.
Our Lionel McCarthy, and he looks really good, I must say. I was like, he had the shot in his underwear later.
Two things. I love that he's a DJ, and then the other thing is, I was like, did we really need that shot of him in his underwear sitting there? Like, I was like, this is really...
Hey, guess what? That's how ladies feel all the time watching shows. Like, do we really need her in her underwear?
Okay,
so at least we got him in his underwear. Maybe
again,
he was proud. He's like, no, I've been working out.
And in his tiny whities at that. Come on now.
He looked like he might have been working out. The thing is, though, again, with Hollywood...
He's like, flex.
He walked up to the camera flexing a little bit. But this is the thing with Hollywood. If it was a, sort of in her 40s lady with white hair, would we be saying she's hot?
No.
Depends on the show. I did The Magicians,
again,
and they had the I'm totally blanking on the actress, but she was like a mom and in her like 60s, and they did a semi-naked backless shot of her getting out of a tub and walking away, and she looked hot. We were all like, damn.
And the new 50
they
is
shot
the new
it
40,
so well.
and the new 40 is
but,
the new 30, and the new 30 is the new 20.
Listen, as long as they don't do it again in those tiny whities, I'm fine.
I pictured him wearing like gray or black underwear. The white was a little.
Was it a little angelic for you?
No, it just wasn't cool.
No, it was
like
just,
white is the boring. Yeah, white's
like,
anyway.
No.
And we're gonna jump over to Carol Flynn, which actually it's Flynn Carol, which I was like, okay, I feel better calling him Flynn. Carol seems weird.
You know, it's just one of those things where you're like,
well, it's
are
military.
You calling the?
It's a last name thing, and I'm like,
He's a Marine.
Yeah, exactly. And he's been popping those pills, eh?
Yeah, yes.
Listen, everybody needs meds in this episode.
He's like throwing them back.
They were popping the pills quite a bit, actually. I've got pills written down in a circle right here. Pills.
Yes. And yeah, we just had a little bit of him, and then jumped into back to our baddie. What do you guys think of that spinal fluid and like?
That was absolutely disgusting, but I'm totally here for all things disgusting on television.
You know, that took me back to 10th grade biology. Do you guys remember dissecting the frogs?
I stepped out.
Oh
I
my
didn't do
God.
it. I refused
I
to
did
go
it.
there.
I was all up in that
didn't
frog. I was.
My class allowed us. It was me and one other girl. We opted out. We're like, we're not doing it.
This is part of what I appreciate about the show, though, is the graphic nature of it, because it is the Sci-Fi network, right?
I love it. I love seeing all
we
the
need
graphic.
a little bit of that gore
Yeah.
and groom, and it is 10 p.m. Eastern.
And it looks good. It doesn't look cheesy.
No, they've done a nice job.
Yeah, they just shoot it so well.
But my question
you're
was,
like-
did he pull something
Yes.
out of her?
Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking that too, and then when we saw the body later with the giant hole in it. So yeah, I wrote spinal fluid. What's that about? And then I'm like, what is the big piece that he pulled out? So yeah, it looked like they did just the fluid first, and then it was like the big chunk of it that left the gaping like $half size. I think maybe it's just so visceral, like we can connect to because they're doing things that you go, okay, spinal, I got it.
And again, they're pulling us in, I think, because of the fact that this looks like very human tissue.
Exactly.
It's not green, it's not blue, it's not checkered. It looks human.
But that thing that
Do we
came out
think
of her
she was
didn't look human.
I was just gonna say, so do we think she was a human or not? I don't think what came out of her looked human, so I would go, she's
everybody in this. Like, I don't know who's human or not.
Yes. That's a very good point. It is one of those like, because you can't tell. And then what next? Oh, we got Carol finally learns that Reagan is one of them.
How do you think he reacted?
I expected him to react.
Okay, see, if I were him, I would have been much more upset. Like this is. I would have wanted the truth to be told to me so that I'm aware of exactly what I'm getting into before I'm in it. And then if I found out that one of these hunters that took my wife is sitting across from me, I would have been annoyed.
It was interesting because
he was not annoyed enough in my world.
It was almost like a reveal for him and us, or at least me, because
confirmed.
It confirmed.
Because we talked about it last week, but like now,
and then
she is one.
It was either YouTube, I think it was on Twitter. They're like, they said that in the trailer, and I'm like, well, I didn't really watch the trailer for the show. So.
We're doing Hunter Surprise here at AfterBuzz. We don't watch the pre-shows.
And then on YouTube, someone commented, which I agreed with, is the clicks sound like Predator.
They do.
And I'm like, there we go. That's the other alien that we were like,
Predator,
that thing.
Jurassic Park, all that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they took the two and mixed it.
I like it.
I like the click clicks though.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's weird. Because it's, well, I mean, humans there are languages that have kind of click sounds, so it's human enough, but it's different, you know, that you're like,
it lets us know
it's
that we're in the
unsettling.
presence of an alien.
Yeah. You're like, And then, here's what it was. Because remember, I talked about it last week, and I'm like, what is it? So the director at the Alien, what is the name of their organization again?
ETU.
Thank you. Woo, good job. A pluses. He calls her Reagan. That's what it was. Because I'm like, someone says her name wrong. Because it's Reagan by everybody else, but the director there,
And
he calls
says
her Regan.
Yeah.
But he was saying, I was
that.
hearing Regan quite a bit through this episode. But it was
I
always,
heard Regan
it was
quite a
always
bit this
him.
episode too, but last week
But it was Reagan last week.
I thought-
Clearly it was Reagan.
I thought everyone was calling her Reagan except him, and now this one.
I've got a little underline.
Hello,
on the E because I thought
Regan?
Regan. Where's that coming from?
There you go. What do you guys hear? Do you hear Regan or Reagan?
Let us know. Hit us up.
Yeah.
Tweet us.
Or alien.
Yeah. Yes.
That's right.
Yes. And then we got Reagan's reveal of she doesn't know her origin.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. What'd you guys think about that?
I'm on the fence about her. I don't know where to place her in my mind quite yet.
Do you trust her?
No, I don't.
You know what I was wondering
I don't trust
is
her at all.
why all of a sudden is she grappling with this alienism? She's been a halfer all this time. But in this episode, she's seeming to really struggle. Well, in my world, again, my perception of the show so far is that she's half hunter, half human. Even though the hunters are human in look and feel, I don't think she's full hunter. I think she's
so you think
halfer.
she's a mixed baby?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm wondering
Interesting.
why she's getting all of this hunterism on her lately.
Well, I think it had to do maybe with, again, pills, medicines, but it seemed like she needed something in order to suppress that side of her.
That was later, too. The treatment.
Yeah.
But it makes her weaker.
Right.
He needs her strong. And then, I loved his quote. He's like, manage your demons like the rest of us.
Ooh.
That was dark.
Burn.
And again, this goes back to American
Yeah.
society. How many people are battling demons with prescription pills?
Oh, yeah,
Right. There's a lot of
absolutely.
underlying themes in this show.
I think the same could be also said for Carol, because it's kind of like
he's
that parallel
PTSD,
was right
taking
there.
pills. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that was crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel that's interesting thinking she's half. I don't think she's half. I think she's, but maybe it's because the aliens were more not out in the open, so it's like she was activated in a way that it's coming out
Oh,
now.
interesting. Because they're more prevalent in
Yeah,
society.
or it's affecting her because they're more doing stuff.
But I wonder why she's not on the side of the aliens.
Because I don't think she
'Cause
was
she's a
raised with
halfer.
them per se.
She's a
That's
halfer.
interesting. I can't
She
wait.
knows something was different. I trust her though.
You trust her?
I do.
I don't know.
I think she's gonna
I don't
turn.
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got two and a one.
She
Yeah.
turned real quick today.
Again, what do you
Yeah.
guys think at home? Hit us up. Let us know.
Yes.
Half or full gonna turn loyal.
Yes, absolutely.
Regan's a wild card. Reagan.
She's gonna go off.
She should go for presidency.
And then we get into the female director at the ETU. Have we gotten her name specifically? I feel she's kind of
don't
mysterious.
Oh my
think we
God,
have
he
her
said her
name.
name. I think.
he?
I think he said her name, but I can't
I
remember what it
missed
was.
that
But
well-
I was just so impressed because she's just so badass. Like,
Yes.
you know, she's like,
She is
I don't
cool.
negotiate with terrorists.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, she was holding her ground.
Yeah.
She's like, nope. And again, that doctor opening the body without the mask. Why does she have? But why bother having it on your neck? That's what bothers me. It's like, just have it over there. And then especially because you're like popping open parts of the body that there could be.
In 10th grade biology, were you wearing the mask? Oh wait, you passed on
didn't
that
do it, but
course.
I watched.
She walked out of the room.
She left
I was like, I'm
afterwards.
not participating. No, but like I think of like ancient Egypt or something where they cutting open like when they're investigating,
Yeah.
you cover your mouth because you don't know what's hidden away and what could be airborne.
Maybe because they said that they have caught like at least or killed or something,
yeah,
like
600.
of
Yeah,
them.
that's
So maybe
true.
they're kind of like
It's old news
used
now.
to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that's the case. I don't know.
But
That's
why
true.
did they want Slavic so badly? Like they
that's-
caught 600 of these guys.
Yeah.
What was so important about Slavic?
Oh, but we did find out why.
I missed
Why they
that.
wanted the body back.
Why?
Because his wife wanted it back.
Okay, but why would she want it back?
Did
Just
she want it back,
for
or did they
sentimental
want it back, and did they
purposes?
convince her to try to get it back?
I think they were.
I was unclear about that.
Well, yeah, on my notes I wrote, yeah, exactly. It's funny you're timing on that because I wrote, why did they want that body?
Right.
No, later it said, when we see jumping ahead, Slavic's wife, it said she wanted the body.
Okay.
But then she did refer to the aliens as we, though we know she's a human, or what we think she's human, and that he's an alien. So I thought that was very interesting. She said we.
And at the end, she did reveal that she knew he was an alien.
Yeah,
so
so she
she was
lied.
obviously,
Yeah.
even if she was 100% human, she jumped camp.
Yeah.
Well, she looked 100% human when she was getting the
Yeah.
torn out of her.
She's got a tracheotomy.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're jumping ahead with that thought, but what'd you think of that moment? I wrote, whoa.
That was a whoa
Yeah.
moment. That was
like,
probably like
I was not expecting.
I wasn't either.
Nah,
I was not expecting
that
that
was
at all.
very
so
surprising. Like, oh, okay.
that was interesting.
Yeah, but I wonder that's a moment where you wonder what triggered Reagan. Like, was the
I
sonic
think
blast
Reagan
something
is
that
going to the dark side.
she's struggling with it?
Yeah, the fact that she killed the widow, that was, in my opinion, in violation of the police enforcement side of her. She should have kept that woman alive, brought her in for interrogation.
She
not
later
killed
apologized,
her.
though.
Or was she so enraged because Carol was in danger? Because I felt a little bit of like some kind of tension there.
I do too.
And I
Because she
feel
was
like-
watching him
yeah,
hard
exactly.
in there, and she was ready to risk her life to go help him.
I caught that. You're not sneaky.
Interesting.
Maybe. That's a good theory. I like that one. And then, well, speaking of the widow, we'll jump back to when they interviewed the widow, which that was interesting with the song. Oh, there you go. The song started to set Reagan off.
That song is creepy to me now. Like, it really is. every time they play it, like I get like chills a little bit.
It's a weird song though. It's a little bit of a
Yes.
creepy song.
But I never would have thought that before until now it's just Creepsville.
Well, it's like kids' music on horror movies.
Right.
Use kids singing.
And the
Yeah.
clowns
That
and
shouldn't be
stuff,
creepy.
Yeah.
But it's creepy.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Yeah.
quick segue. Speaking of creepy, we got a new show coming on TV. So Tuesday, April 19th on the CW is coming, and there is no cure. The greatest enemy comes from within. From co-creator of The Vampire Diaries, Julia Plec, and Emmy Award-winning director of Game of Thrones, comes the riveting outbreak thriller Containment. When a mysterious and deadly epidemic breaks out in Atlanta, a massive urban quarantine is quickly enforced. Loved ones will be torn apart, and those on both sides of the fence will be put to the ultimate test of survival. Not just fighting disease, but fear, isolation, and the unknown. But is this virus an act of Mother Nature, terrorism, or something far more sinister? The truth will not be contained. Secrets begin to unravel, society begins to crumble, but unlikely heroes will rise. Ordinary people will defy the most extraordinary odds. Don't miss the most utterly terrifying yet highly anticipated new series, Containment. The must-see limited series event premieres Tuesday, April 19th. Catch it only on the CW. So that's coming up soon.
Tomorrow night.
Listen, they are always terrorizing Atlanta these days.
Yes. And then, yes, there you go. Another virus and terrorism and like thinking,
It
a
makes
little
it
parallel
really
there.
real world. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
these are reflections of what's happening right now in our world. Absolutely.
Have you guys heard that theory that different, whatever more horror stuff's popular is a reflection of society? Like when vampires were, that was a thing, and then it's zombies, and that's kind of a reflection of society's current state.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I
So
believe it.
now we're going into a whole nother kind where it's just real world problems. We've had enough with the supernatural, like we need real stuff. But then we got this show when we got aliens, which are
A little
but
supernatural,
kind of real though.
a little bit supernatural.
Exactly.
Yes.
What do you think of the rabbits in this? Why rabbits? Why not
'cause they went on to-
squirrels? Why not
You can't
cats?
catch squirrels.
I don't know, but rabbits are starting to look creepy to me too.
Squirrels, I don't feel like you catch them. You can buy rabbits pretty easily, and you could also, they're less bothersome than cats. I
Don't they
think.
look possessed though?
The rabbits in this show?
I feel like they look
do
a little
bit look
like
possessed.
They
something
have on
with the
some of the other
eyes.
episodes, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what
I
that's
think it's
about.
just, well, because she said they used them to hunt, which was interesting. But I feel, yeah, rabbits are probably just an easier pet to acquire a bunch of. Though cats you could too, but maybe bunnies are more. Well, okay, there you go. A cat is a predator, a bunny is prey. So that's why they want the bunnies, because then that's something to chase.
Interesting.
Interesting.
But we haven't seen that. Oh, that'd be interesting if we get to see them do it.
I need to see it.
Yeah. I liked Reagan's comment, I'm a vegetarian. She's like, no, don't worry. That
She was
kind of
pretty
fun.
sarcastic this entire
Oh, she was
episode. I
sassy
was
this
loving
episode.
it.
I liked it. And then actually we got, Flynn learns, man, okay, so when Flynn goes after McCarthy, I really want Flynn to learn that humans are not strong enough against the aliens.
But I
That was
really wanted to
so dumb.
see. But I wanted to see the aliens stronger. Like again, in my opinion.
No, that's fine.
This was
He
like
needs
kind
to
of.
learn that, though.
He does.
Yeah, he does. He needs to just kind of maybe like, take a back seat for a second. I just
Yeah.
need for him to like, I don't know. He can't go rushing into every situation.
No, I understand
like
that, but the aliens need to teach him that lesson. They need
Yes.
to just pound him.
I feel like he's
Because I don't want an
I hope he
alien
learns.
versus
getting
human
pounded pretty
interaction to be.
consistently, though.
Yeah, but not. These are aliens, guys. They should be decimating us like boom, boom. Not
no, I
fist
like that
fighting
they're-
and hoping that.
But you know what though? I feel like
McCarthy
there's
did
something.
the jacket off and ready to do the fight.
There's
Yeah.
something about him though that.
McCarthy or Flynn?
No, Flynn, because McCarthy was asking,
Yes,
"What's so
that
special
was a
about
very
you?"
interesting interaction. So, I wrote Flynn is an alien.
And
not
I think
his
I was
wife.
going to say, I think that's a precursor to what's
Yeah.
going to come. And I think it's got to do with a scar,
Yep.
right? Because all of a sudden later in the episode, we've got a simultaneous scar with Reagan.
But
She's
and
got a
then the
scar,
director people at ETU were like, he has a scar. Does he know what that means? So, what do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think he's an alien? You're like,
I'm so torn. A part of me wants to say yes, but then
Okay.
another part of me is kind of like, no, he's something that can possibly
Maybe he's a
defeat the
halfer.
aliens.
oh,
Maybe he's a halfer. Maybe he's the good halfer.
maybe that's another one too.
Maybe.
Because
There is-
McCarthy seemed to be like, why you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they took his wife because that would activate something in his mind.
Ah.
Mm.
That's it.
There is a line where the director of the ETU says they're among us. Now, again, the thing is, with terrorism here now in 2016, terrorists are among us, right? They're walking in the metro stations, they're at the airports, they're everywhere. So is this planting a seed of fear in society's mind? Bringing all of this to our attention, that they could be walking among us. Are you safe walking your child to the bus stop in the morning? Are you safe going to the grocery store? Are they among us?
I think they've tapped into the general feeling of the day with
I don't think it's pushing it, but it's just tapping into what people already think.
But is it tapping into it, or is it planting the seed?
I think it's a reflection, more or less.
I'd go with reflection more than push.
And I think that's what probably makes it also really compelling to watch.
I don't know if Sci-Fi is that high on their propaganda, but maybe there's a thought. What do you guys think of the moment when McCarthy makes a reference to real world movies? He's like, "Don't give me that Kaiser Sose." I thought that was super funny.
I love it when he referenced Reddit as well.
Yes.
Like I was like, okay.
Again, grounding it in reality. I appreciate when shows and movies do that, because it's like, we know you're in our world.
Speaking to us.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
As an alien speaking to us at that.
Yes.
Like, that's crazy.
The one thing that bothered me is Audio Attic, right? This was the music store that they blew up.
Yeah.
And they were saying there's 40 music stores in the vicinity. When's the last time you saw 40 bricks and mortar?
This is a different city and state, though. There could be.
But still, though, 40 music stores. What happened to iTunes? There's no bricks and mortar.
Someone who
40
used to live in Maryland,
anymore.
it's quite a stretch. It is.
Maybe I've been living in big cities for too long.
But I did think it was interesting that they used a music store. Like, to me, that was fascinating. Like, it was totally different from what I would have expected.
I think I have that later on.
Well, they're working on the audio sensory connection here with us through these 2 episodes that we've been watching.
Well, we had the whole thing when Reagan explains that hearing the music is that she... Oh, there it is. Yeah. Actually tied in too, because then we got a little bit more with M, because she recognized the song, which was nice to pull her back in. Oh, we got some people on Twitter thinking that there's going to be a hunter at M's school.
I believe that 100%.
I was like, that's
they're
really
coming
interesting.
after her.
Yeah,
and
but I do feel like she's going to be able to beat them. I don't know why. I just feel like she is.
Did you read that other comment? Someone's like, maybe M will be able to communicate with them, which I thought that was an interesting thought too. I was like, oh, I like that.
Because all we know about M so far is she's not a big fan of gravy. That's all.
Yes. And then M knows that song, and then what do you guys think? I really liked it when they did the editing between Reagan and M's storyline of the music and the song. Like,
I thought that was
literal
awesome.
Parallel. Oh, that
was so
nice.
many parallels in tonight's episode that it was interesting to watch.
Yeah,
I love
very
that.
rewarding, because you're like, ooh, I like these things.
Yeah.
I preferred this episode to episode 1, and I'll tell you why. Episode 1, I think there was such hype about this show.
Okay.
And I was expecting a lot, and we saw a good amount of substantial show in episode 1, but this one I thought had a lot more twists and turns and intrigue to it, personally.
Yeah.
So I like the way the show's evolving.
Well, I think too we've become a little bit more invested in the characters now.
Episode 1 was the exposition episode. This is the, hey, let's show you some more cool stuff.
So now the divide is coming.
And then Reagan with the record store and all that, of hearing colors and shapes, which is cool, because that is a real thing, that some people can hear color. Yeah,
I love when she talked about that, because I was like, I had to actually replay that, like, to really get what she was saying.
Yeah.
So I thought that was awesome.
I thought that was extremely interesting. And then actually, speaking of Reagan, what was up with that Lionel McCarthy standoff with her? I was like, that was kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, I keep waiting for them to mate or whatever they're gonna do. You know what I mean?
Because that was so interesting. Yeah, I wrote Lionel standoff kind of sexy, and then when he ripped her arm with the irritation.
Kind of gross.
That was a little gross. But the way he looked at her was, I think he knows her. Or...
So maybe he's her dad. There's
no.
Oh my God!
I hope not. That was too sexy for it to be apparent.
Because I was almost wanting them to go there. That can't happen.
No.
Just throwing it out there.
Or maybe he knows that she is one of, like, she was a alien child that went missing. Like, not her father, but he knows that she was someone who disappeared off their radar and then been like,
became more human than not.
Yeah.
Right.
And maybe didn't quite recognize her before, but this moment he's like, wait.
There's some recognition there. I definitely agree with you on that.
But he wasn't like, oh, it's so and so. So it's not like, he more is like, wait a minute. Like something's tickling in the back of his mind, like,
But is she ever being truthful about her run-ins with him?
No.
I don't feel like she, and this
There's
is
been a
why I
couple
don't
of
trust
run-ins,
her.
and she hasn't been truthful.
Well, except this one, because she started off strong, but he did pin her, and then he got away. But still, she's not trying that hard.
No, she's not. She's like, oh,
I think she turned. I think,
you.
yeah, she's like, shoots me as I like, she's like, hold
She's
on.
intrigued by you guys are by the white hair. That's what it is.
She's like, hey, how's it go?
What was with her taking the contact out?
Oh, no, it's,
Well, okay,
she's
was that a
peeling.
contact or
No,
was that a
it's-
dry eye?
No,
she was
she's,
peeling.
They said she's shedding like a cobra.
Okay.
So it is
so
part
that-
of
even that
her
was
exterior shedding.
That should
So
be
that could have
interesting
been
to
a
see.
layer of skin of the eye
Okay,
that
right.
shed.
Because I was expecting the eye to come out red or fluorescent or something.
Yeah, I
and
was
it
hoping to
wasn't.
see something else.
I thought it was
wasn't
going to be
sure what
another
was going
color.
on
But
there.
that was rewarding, though, that it wasn't.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we expected, like, oh, it's going to be another color. It's going to be all black.
She's gonna be an
or-
alien.
And then
Right.
he did right after that
Yeah,
say,
he's like, she's shedding.
So I got
Okay.
it.
Which
it made
that,
sense.
I'm sorry, that scaly
Looked
thing.
like bad eczema.
No amount of a lotion, I think, could help that. That
First
looks
off,
so bad.
But then all the lotion at
Okay, I was gonna comment on that. I got that too. Flynn lost lotion, and then I was like, meh, that's about as much as I have.
Are you
I have-
serious?
I have so many
you have that
different
much
bottles.
lotion?
And I have different kinds.
We're women. We're susceptible to
I have a bottle of Jergens
advertising.
and that's it.
Nah, I got little ones. They're different smell ones, and like, or I've
So
been gifted.
then
like,
does his-
underneath my sink, I could probably count like 20.
Because he seemed to recognize the amount of lotion as almost meaningful or a sort of frustration
both.
for him.
I think he was thinking both.
Because I couldn't tell. I was like, is this a lot of lotion or is it not?
Well, no, it's a lot.
Okay.
But I was like, that's as much as I got. I was gonna ask you. I was like, do you have a lot of lotion?
Yeah, under my
think
sink I've
that's a
got a
girl
lot of
thing,
lotion. I think we should have a garage sale for
Yeah,
our
we
lotion.
just have a few.
No
You know
proof
the thing
there.
that bugs me though, guys, and they didn't really touch on this, but it bothered me again while I was watching the episode, is I'm still annoyed and questioning the conflict of interest between employing Flynn Carroll in the ETU. I mean, his wife has gone missing, and they're employing him in the ETU. I've got a bit of an issue with
I
that.
feel like they
Reagan
have to
called him
keep
out
him
on
there
it,
though.
though.
Oh yeah, she said,
She's
you know,
like, don't call me a traitor. You're only here for yourself.
yep. But I feel like that's kind of known. I feel like they have a reason for bringing him there.
There might be a reason that,
Yeah,
they
I don't
haven't
know what
said.
it is.
He's gonna start shedding next week.
Haha, yeah, there
I
you
hope
go.
so.
He may.
I need some more action.
Back to your comment on the lotion. I feel it was done on purpose to be ambiguous.
Yeah,
Because
it definitely
he
was
felt
as a
either
viewer.
It's too much that, this means she's an alien. Like, oh my goodness, she has all these lotions. Or he's like, maybe I'm just reading into it too much.
Yeah.
And that's like when he kicks him. I felt it was right in between. Like, he's undecided.
We're gonna both retract our comments about having lots of lotion so that you're not afraid that we might be aliens. Don't worry. we're not.
I'm
No,
questioning
I got-
everyone.
I got lots. Yeah. And then, we had the music stores to meet people. That was interesting too. That was our meeting place. And then, and then as soon as we saw the body on the ground, no, not the body on the ground, because I was like, that's not her. But the person in the shower, you did not see their face.
I thought that was Abby.
Yeah.
I thought that was her.
I said no face. Do we know it's her? I don't think so per se.
I had two issues with that scene. First, I don't think it was Abby. I don't know
think
who
it
it
was
was,
Abby.
but I don't think it was Abby. And second of all, again, these are aliens. Are they fornicating like normal people in showers? Really?
Well,
Are they really?
Reagan did say
very
her lady
humanoid.
parts are the same as a
She
human.
did. She did.
So male could be the
I'm
same
expecting more aliens. You got to pick it up a notch for me.
There's a
Well, maybe there's more that we don't see.
there's a psychological thing where people fall for their captors when they've been kidnapped.
This is true.
So I was
Stockholm
thinking
syndrome.
exactly. So I was thinking
Could be Abby.
maybe that happened to Abby. Like my mind is all over the place with this because I'm like I need to know who it was.
I don't think it was Abby.
I don't think it was Abby either.
I was like, no.
Listen, there's too many red herrings for Abby in this episode because
But
one
why
we thought it
why
was
didn't we
her.
see her face? It was very specific that we did not see her
Right.
face. She was just another blonde.
I'm frustrated.
Yeah. But the other thing too is how he's having sex. We don't know that the other women he's with, they could be aliens as well. So possibility.
If you have a theory at home, hit us up.
You're bored by the that's it.
I don't know.
Hashtag alien sex.
I'm considering things.
And then, actually, that was a thing. Did you guys notice how when they go to that music store, how quickly McCarthy was tipped off? Instantly.
Yeah, I was like, who called him?
There's definitely
because they
a
called
mole.
him right away.
Yes,
there's
there's
a
a
mole.
mole. Absolutely. I kind of want to go with it's the team member guy that was, I don't remember his name.
The Australian one?
Yeah, when they're like, "Are you an alien?" He's like, "No, I'm not."
Oh, yeah.
I think it
I
might
think
be
that
him.
was Briggs.
He might be the alien, is my guess.
Oh my god.
Oh no, the mole. He's the mole, even though he's a human.
He's the mole, perhaps.
Interesting.
I don't know. I just had a feeling. I'm like, maybe it's him.
I'll have to watch him now.
You're
I gotta keep an eye out.
Keep an eye on him, yeah.
And then we get back into we had Reagan and the throat ripping out and that wife. Yeah, what do you guys think that means though? That she was saying we? So are the humans brought into the alien fold that they're
I
part
feel
of
like
it?
maybe it was. I mean, that was her husband. She was in love with him, and I feel like you can't help who you love.
But my concern is how many more humans are aware of this alien factor and sort of being brought in
Very
on
little.
that fight. But we don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. This is true.
Hopefully very little. But here's one example right there.
Oh, and then she said she only knew because he told her. So there's no way to know.
I wonder why he told her.
Because he loved her.
He loved her.
I think he did.
That was,
Yeah.
we got it. We ladies got
Because he
it.
loved.
Because he loved her.
So
Only
the
reason to bother to
aliens-
tell her. Why bother telling her?
The aliens have the capacity to fall.
Apparently.
to love.
Apparently.
Okay.
Sure. Why not?
That's an
I
added.
think they could.
That's an added
They wear
dimension.
tighty whities. They could fall in love. Right?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a possibility.
Okay.
Because
but
why
I like that
why
though.
bother telling?
I like that. I think it's gonna create a conflict later.
I mean, it's also a very common plot line of like they don't intend to fall in love and then they do,
Yeah.
and then blah blah blah.
Interesting.
What about that zipper parallel? That was another parallel of the zipper of the bag and the zipper of the dress. That
I didn't
shot.
even catch that. That was so fast. How did you catch that?
Because he's zipping the bag, and then it cuts to the dress, bag, dress.
And then the
bag,
thing is,
dress.
there's like a third zipper parallel, because did you see his tattoo? Which kind of looked like it was following the spine that looked like an alien spine, but also could have been a zipper, like,
Well, our
for
baddie
an
has
external, for an external,
Who? McCarthy?
on McCarthy.
Yes,
for
he
an
does have that
external
spine.
skin.
That's one of the images I think that Sci-Fi has on their Twitter of like
Right,
the
it's one of their
spine.
main
It looks really
poster
cool.
images.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'll have to go back and rewatch that part.
Yes.
And then then we get into back to Reagan and taking her treatment. I don't know. Would you, if you felt you were getting out of control, would you take a drug, but it would essentially numb you out?
Yes.
Hello, schizophrenia.
I would
Right?
definitely do it.
I mean, all those
Xanax
I'm all
and-
Prozac, all those other
Right,
drugs
yeah.
people take.
I mean, if my
But this
skin's
is
gonna
a
start
little
peeling,
different.
yes.
or you're gonna rip some people's throats out.
Give me the meds. Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know. But that's telling on the director's part that he's risking this potential loose cannon.
I think it's a
Like, tells her to work
subconscious
with it.
plug by the pharmaceutical companies to promote pharmaceuticals.
But he tells her not to
I'm-
do it though.
Indeed.
He doesn't tell her to take the drugs. He tells her to get over it.
That's interesting. So he's willing to risk her doing this
That's what I mean. Like that's a risk.
again.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of beastly.
He was kind of okay with it. He didn't seem. Yeah. He's like.
He didn't
it's
seem
okay.
bothered at
Yeah,
all.
no.
It's a part of the line of fire, and you're like, okay, guys, wow, okay.
Interesting.
And then open chest alien thing. Ew, that was my notes. That was
For me, I
fascinating.
loved it. I wanted to see a little bit more light
No,
on it so I
no,
could see
'cause it's-
all of it. I did. I wanted to see it. I love it.
No,
It's
I
gross.
agree, but
it's
that's-
absolutely gross.
Yeah.
That's why they did it though, is because you were like, wait, I can't see it well enough, and that's the best way to mask practical
Engage
effects.
and to engage the viewer, right? Is you're like, wait a second, I gotta watch this.
So I'm
again.
now rewinding that to see it
Is
all
that
over
the
again.
same kind of alien?
I think it would be.
Because his face was different.
Was his
So-
face different because
yes.
he was maybe
the face was just unzipped.
because it almost seemed
With
like
the
they
layer of
needed
skin off?
something
I thought that.
to get back to looking human. And so maybe
Or
I felt
not
like that was
looking
why he
human.
gave her
I thought that was a message. No, he's delivering a message.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I took it as a message.
Because he's like, take this back to so and so. I hope they like it. Something like that.
Yeah, I gotta agree
Because there's
with
a
Kari
piece
on
and they
this one.
put it. It's like he put his hand in there.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's an interesting theory.
Don't watch this show while you're having dinner.
you're like, I'm gonna hold off on that one. Yeah, just how it like opened and like, yeah, it was just gnarly.
I thought it was awesome.
But in a good way. Like I think it's so, we think it's
Did
so
we get
cool.
the thing that we didn't get much information on is any progress on Abby's disappearance.
No.
That piece of the plot line
Well-
completely stalled.
Unless she's the one in the shower.
Unless she's the one in the shower.
Like I think.
Well, we know she's not. we know for sure she wasn't the one on the floor, on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's like, that's not Abby.
Right.
Which I was like, dude, he better go check the face on this girl. Because do not walk up to him and be like, oh no,
It
she's
took
dead.
so long for them to check the
did.
face. I was
It
like,
took-
who is it? Why
I'd
is
be
no one
running.
acting with a sense of urgency
Yes.
right now?
Turn her over instantly and be like, no, it's not her. I'm sorry, poor girl, whoever you are, but at least you're not my wife.
It was like, oh, it's not her. Let her
Yeah.
go.
Like, that's cool. That's cool. No problem. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm like, Yeah, I think I feel it's the same type of alien, but it might be a different set, if that makes sense, like within their species. Like there's of the same group, but maybe
if
it's
they
different.
introduce anything new.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's obvious that there are multiple layers of them.
Yeah.
You know, you look at
Or it could be-
Reagan or Reagan, whoever she is this week.
Servant alien, like it's another
Call
type
her
of alien.
Allison.
It could be.
Yeah, because that's very.
Like the worker bees.
Yeah, they could maybe be another type of alien, but like they work for those other ones.
I feel like as I'm watching this, I feel like I'm Carol. Like that's how I feel as I'm watching the episodes
Well, that's probably
unfold.
what they're trying to do, you know.
And I feel like if they're trying to do that, they've done a good job.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
sure. Any other final thoughts before we get into predictions? Any other topics we think we didn't get to?
You know what? I like this show because I think they opened up they asked a lot more questions, and so it's opened us up to a number of different ways this thing can play out, which again engaged me.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to episode 3.
Yeah, episode 2 definitely took it up a notch.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Much more intriguing. Anything else you wanted to add on?
No, I mean I do feel like I feel like I'm in it, and I have to watch it again after we talk about it, so I can go back and notice the things that you guys mentioned. I do.
You're not an alien.
I know.
It's okay.
Nice. All right, I'd say let's do it. Let's get into predictions.
All right.
Ooh.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
Man, we got all kinds of colors this time. I've had it in some of the rooms where it's like, oh, one color's not working. Is anybody burning with their predictions?
You know my prediction. I feel like that was Abby in the shower.
All right.
She's in love with McCarthy. I feel like
Okay.
that's a whole storyline right there. That's
All
me.
right.
That's what I think.
All right, and I think, it's pretty obvious to me that Flynn Carroll is an alien himself. The scar is going to start shedding. We're going to see that coming up. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I have another prediction.
Yes.
Carol and Regan. I see them.
that's-
I see them connecting in
That's
some
going to
way,
happen
shape, or
for
form.
sure. I think so.
definitely see
I agree with that.
After Carol and McCarthy.
Oh.
I feel.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Well, not
You
that
just
kind of
took this show in a different direction.
I was
Reagan
still
and
thinking.
McCarthy.
Yes, thank you. I was like,
Reagan
because
and
I was
McCarthy.
thinking the two.
Yeah,
and
because
then I'm
there's
like,
this.
Well,
it feels like sexual
after
tension.
yes.
I'm calling stepdaughter on that one.
Oh, but wait, but some sort of connection between McCarthy and Carol though.
Something.
Not sexual.
But it did look sexual, didn't it?
He almost
Well,
was
no,
like,
not-
It's only because they're both
Not
sexy
Carol
people,
and
though.
Regan and McCarthy.
Regan and McCarthy are
Regan
both
and
sexy
McCarthy.
people.
Sexual.
Yes.
That's why.
Sexual.
Regan and McCarthy, and then McCarthy and Carol are gonna have some other sort of confrontation because
Yeah.
it was almost like McCarthy was jealous. Like, why are you important? You know,
I was asking, why is he like?
why does he care
Who does
so
he
much?
think that he is?
Yeah.
Who, Carol?
Yeah.
I think Carol is an alien. I don't think his wife is.
I don't think his wife is either.
Oh my God, then that makes her boring. I need her to be something.
She's a poor victim.
No.
Darn. right?
She's the one that's going to be able to translate this music click language.
Yeah, there we go. I do
Interesting.
feel something with the hearing.
The hearing aid
Yes.
thing is
I
going to
feel
come
like
into play.
that's going to be M though.
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
M's busy eating gravy. I don't know.
And because she thinks differently.
Exactly.
And then Abby, because of her hearing differences, she will be able to
Maybe,
do something.
Do you know what's interesting?
incremental.
How they make disability the cool things here. Have you noticed that?
But I like
Like
that.
they have what they lack. They have something else.
Yeah.
That's really
It's almost
special.
very X-Men.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I loved the scene. We didn't talk about it because it was kind of a quick one, but I liked how M got those gifts for Abby.
Yeah.
Those were so sweet. Like, that was
Yeah.
probably more thoughtful than your like average person would ever get anybody.
I found myself liking her a lot more.
I like
this
M more this episode too.
A lot more.
She was a little less whiny.
Exactly.
She was kind of whiny in the first one.
She was.
But come on, if you're being shipped off to boarding school, I think I'd be like, I hate you too.
I don't know. I just like her a lot more now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think or M's gonna notice something. not necessarily language, but she'll pick up on some sort of clue or fact that everybody else is kind of taking for granted.
And I think that they're going to come after her at some point soon.
Oh, they'll come after M for sure, yeah. And I don't think the security's up to par at this boarding school.
I don't know.
Where's the cat? Come on, we need a guard cat.
What's the cat gonna
I
do?
think that M's going to be capable of defending herself in some way, shape, or form.
Ooh.
I really do.
That's really interesting.
There's something about her. I feel like it's special, and they're kind of pointing it out to us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got lots of exciting predictions on this episode and getting ready for the next one, which I like that you're like, I am not going to watch what happens next time.
I had to walk away. I was like, no,
nope,
put it down. Nope, can't see it.
It's interesting because it tells you, but not enough helpful information. Like, on one of my other shows, I was kind of like, it was nice to watch it, to kind of get a taste, but this one feels so abstract of what they tell you that it is one of those, like, it doesn't give away too much.
Oh, good.
Normally, I'm not one of those people that, I don't normally like those, but these I'm like, you don't need to watch
because it's
it.
not a reality show. I kind of like want to like experience it as it goes
again,
along.
I want to
you know
do
what I mean?
Hunter's surprise. I don't want to be getting anything ahead of time.
No,
I didn't watch it. I just
And I know I said
moved
last
away.
time I wanted to know, but now I kind of like I want to be
don't wanna
surprised
know.
every
Sure,
week.
yeah. Because it is a
we'll have
surprising
nothing
show.
to predict if we know.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it doesn't tell you enough to predict it. And we're talking about a lot of other things that aren't necessarily in the trailer.
This is true.
Or
That's
the
true.
preview.
That's true.
All right, let's tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead.
Oh, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at DJ Richie Skye. Hit me up.
And I'm at Katerina Cozias. Katerina Cozias, thanks for being here.
And I'm Kari Lane. You can find me online on Twitter and Instagram at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. Thank you so much for watching another exciting episode of the Hunters After Show, where we talked about episode 2, Messages. Make sure to tune in again for next week. Again, 5 stars on iTunes, comment on that YouTube down below.
Let us know what you think.
Thumbs up. Yeah, talk to us on Twitter
Predictions.
because we do respond. We have been liking your
And
tweets.
thank you for your predictions.
Yes. And YouTube, comment more, people, because Twitter, you guys are on it. YouTube, you gotta pick up the pace a little bit. But thank you so much on Twitter. Don't forget to follow AfterBuzz on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all those amazing places, because you get to see photos of these lovely people and all the other awesome shows that are out there. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.